Yankees Hot Stove Part 1. How we can keep Belly and get Tucker too. New York Minute Sports. New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, the big talk on Instagram and around the internet is, should Trent Grisham stay or go on the New York Yankees? And I'm here to give you the skinny, guys. Trent Grisham needs to go, and I'll tell you why. You don't pay for last year's performance. That's what I said, guys. Trent Grisham came out of nowhere, and to be honest, as a Yankee fan, I was waiting for him to come back down to earth all season long, and the guy had a career year. But I want to tell you that Trent Grisham is a gimmick. He is made in a lab by the New York Yankees, and I'll explain. Brian Cashman brought Carpenter to this team 2 years ago from the St. Louis Cardinals. The guy had never hit home runs in his career. In the second half of the season, he hit 13 home runs to the short porch and right with the uppercut swing. Do you notice something about Trent Grisham this year? He had that same uppercut swing to the short porch and right. Now, Trent Grisham will not have the same year. And what I mean by you don't want to pay for last year's performance, Trent Grisham was only making $5 million last year. For the defense that has been on the decline and not a Gold Glove level, which everyone loves to say about Trent, but he didn't win the Gold Glove this year and wasn't even close, Trent Grisham was making $5 million, so it made all the sense in the world for a throw-in in the Juan Soto trade to play center field, and it turned out everything roses this year. Next year, his chariot will turn into a bumpkin, mark my words. Also, he's going to dictate somewhere between $21 to $26 million. That would be grossly overpaying Trent Grisham for the exact baseball player he is. I don't think he's going to have a terrible season, but he's definitely going to come back to earth. And you do not want to re-sign Trent Grisham because he will be the scapegoat next year when the Yankees are playing poorly at the center field position. Now, I keep hearing people say, should we get Cody Bellinger or should we get Kyle Tucker? Guess what, guys? The New York Yankees can have their cake and eat it too. I'll explain. Cody Bellinger, he went to the Cubs, had a down year. The New York Yankees were able to acquire him in a trade. Now, Cody Bellinger comes back, and he has a career year. Looks like Cody Bellinger is the Cody Bellinger of old. Not to mention, he got helped by backing up Aaron Judge. You know, everyone says protection in the lineup for Aaron Judge. It's a two-way street. So Cody Bellinger has one of the best seasons he's had in a long time. He opts out of his contract. New York Yankee fans, do not fret, my friend. He is coming back. What you do is you take that $5 million that you had from Trent Grisham, you let him walk, you take the $5 million, you put it on the $26 million a year contract that Bellinger has right now. Let's say, round it off, $32 million a year for Cody Bellinger. So now you let Trent Grisham walk. You've taken that money that you would allocate towards Trent anyway. You put it on Cody. So that's not even like spending money. The Yankees just unloaded $70 million worth of money this year because Aaron Hicks just fell off the books. So the Yankees do have money coming off. See you later, Trent Grisham. Take that $5 million. Now you have Cody Bellinger. Now, what you do is you go load up the Death Star, you back up the truck, and you pay for Kyle Tucker. Did he have a down year with the Cubs last year? Absolutely. The reason I want Kyle Tucker is because he is a winner. I don't want to hear about that Houston Astros bullshit. Throw it out. The dude could play baseball on the moon, and he's a winning player. The New York Yankees, like I said, need veterans around this young core to teach them how to win, how to close games out, and Kyle Tucker is the guy to show the New York Yankees how to win a chip. If nobody in the building has ever won a World Series before, how the hell are you going to know how to win a World Series? I think the New York Yankees should be trying to get every veteran that they can find. Kind of like how the New York Knicks filled out their bench with a bunch of veterans this year. The New York Yankees need to be doing the same exact thing. I would be going for guys who are clutch in the playoffs, for guys that you know are going to be able to hit in October. The New York Yankees need to work on manufacturing runs, getting back to small ball, and hitting for average. First of all, we need to talk truths. So if you're a Yankee fan, you don't have thick skin, and you don't want to hear the truth, leave the video now. For everybody else that wants to stay, this is the truth about the New York Yankees. They're soft as puppy shit. They're the empty-calorie New York Yankees, and they fold at the first sign of adversity. They fold like a cheap umbrella, and I can't stand that they have no spine, guys. No one's scared of the New York Yankees anymore. No one's scared of Yankee Stadium anymore because the Yankees have lost their allure. They don't go out and spend. They don't rebuild the Death Star. They know Hal's a cheapo, and they know Baboon is a puppet of Brian Cashman. Also, guys, the home run ball. The Yankees rely way too much on the home run ball. If you remember to the 90s and the early 2000s that the New York Yankees would beat the Boston Red Sox because the Yankees played small ball and the Red Sox hit the home run and played station-to-station baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays just beat up the New York Yankees this year with the Yankees style of playing baseball from the early 90s. The Yankees are now too reliant on the home run ball, and there's no accountability on this team. We all know that Baboon needed to go. I was going to put that at the top of my list, but it seems like a waste of breath saying that Baboon should have been fired after this season, because after this many years with 0 rings, he'll be the most tenured Yankee manager ever without winning a ring. Joe Girardi was fired for doing more than Aaron Baboon because Brian Cashman uses as a vessel to speak through him. The bullpen. Brian Cashman has been able to get cute with the bullpen year after year after year, taking guys out of nowhere, making them reclamation projects like Luke Weaver, Yarborough. But guess what? The luck train left town this year on the bullpen for the Yankees, where Brian Cashman had to go and get a whole new bullpen in the middle of the season because the guys the Yankees had completely came out flat, completely didn't have life, and let the Yankees down. Listen, man, the Yankees have a lack of championship veterans. They have nobody on the team that's done it before. I think Max Fried and Garrett Cole are the only 2 guys that have won a ring. If you think back to the 1996 New York Yankees, when they had the young core 4, they put big-time veterans around these guys. Cecil Fielder, Tim Rock Raines, and Wade Boggs were on that team that taught these young guys how to win, how to close games out, and how to be a professional baseball player, how to be tough, and how to stick out 162 games. Now it's the soft as puppy shit New York Yankees. Jazz Chisholm is the cheerleader for that, and Devin Williams is the cheerleader for that on the pitching staff. Now listen, man. These are the guys that are free agents for the New York Yankees. Austin Slater, Ryan Yarborough, Ahmad Rosario, Luke Weaver, Trent Grisham, Devin Williams, Paul Goldschmidt, Tim Hill with a team option. The only 2 guys I want that are on that list is Luke Weaver and Tim, King of the Hill, from AutoZone. Because Tim Hill is our most reliable guy from the bullpen last year. And the Yankees need to get back to the World Series this year after watching the Toronto Blue Jays and the Dodgers' historic World Series that went 7 games down to the last out. I want to feel that feeling again because the Yankees had a terrible performance against the Dodgers 2 years ago, but we're looking forward on the New York Yankees New York Minute Sports Show. So, first of all, let's get a list of the free agents that are on the New York Yankees this year. Austin Slater, Ryan Yarborough, Ahmed Rosario, Luke Weaver, Trent Grisham, Devin Williams, Paul Goldschmidt, Tim Hill, and Jonathan Loaisiga. Those are all the people that are free agents and have team options this year. The only guys that I want back on this team this year are Luke Weaver and Tim Hill. Tim Hill was our most reliable bullpen arm. Tim Hill, King of the Hill, the guy that looks like he's on a break from AutoZone, heads out to that hill, takes that Winston out of his mouth, puts that son of a bitch out, and strikes out the whole side, then gets ground balls until your head falls off. Whee! That's why I want Tim Hill back. I said to nauseum that Tim Hill should have been the seventh inning guy on the New York Yankees this year. Team option for Jonathan Loaisiga, goodbye. One of the major reasons that the Yankees had such a terrible time putting a bullpen together last year was Jonathan Loaisiga came out flat. He came out terrible, and the Yankees were relying on him. Bring back Luke Weaver. He was tipping his pitches at the end of the year last year, and what would happen in playoff time? He was not trying to tip his pitches, trying something new, and then he would give up a couple of hits. He'd go right back to his old ways, tip the pitch, and a home run would get hit over the fence. He's only making $1.2 million. You guys can bring him back. Devin Williams has got to go. He can't pitch in New York. Paul Goldschmidt ran out of gas at the end of last year. Devin Williams showed that he cannot pitch in New York. Luke Weaver and Tim Hill are the only two guys I'm bringing back on that team. Everyone says I'm an old fart for still counting average as a stat, but guess what? You're going to see the batting average come back and be the new sexy thing in baseball. Now, we're going to have part 2 later this week of the New York Yankees and why the New York Yankees will move on from Jazz Chisholm. That's right, folks. I said it. The New York Yankees are going to move on from Jazz Chisholm. And remember, it's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.